Hi, I'm Jeff Wimmer from Studio Cycles and StudioCycles.com, and in this YouTube segment we're going to talk about the 411 on buying your bike from a giant general used fitness equipment warehouse. You see a lot of ads on Craigslist, Backpage, YouTube, Facebook for huge fitness equipment warehouses, and these are typically giant warehouses. They have fitness equipment piled from ceiling to floor in every corner, and they'll have everything from treadmills to rubber flooring to recumbent bikes to indoor group cycles. And what I'm describing certainly is not a blanket description of every single warehouse on the planet, but you have to really be cautious when you go to a giant fitness equipment warehouse, because they're gonna have everything and they're gonna specialize in nothing. And typically those big giant fitness equipment warehouses, they specialize in buying equipment that's been in clubs in play for years. They buy this stuff really, really cheap. They mark it up. They give you a 90-day warranty in a lot of cases, 6-month warranty, and you buy it, you take it, you own it. And if you have an issue or a problem or you need repair, there may be areas that they specialize in. You may find warehouses that actually specialize in bikes. I haven't seen them. They typically specialize more in the cardio stuff, the treadmills, the recumbents, the upright bikes. And they just have indoor group cycles by default. And when a commercial indoor bike has been in a club and it's pulled out after 3 or 4 years, which is a typical lease rollover period, unless it's a club that own the bikes and they use them for longer than that, 5 to 10 years, the bikes have had heavy, heavy use. And God knows what the history of the bike is. My used bikes, what I call certified pre-owned bikes, I typically know the history of the bikes because I put them in and I've maintained them. Not in all cases, but typically. But even so, that's beside the fact. We sell one thing. We sell indoor group cycles, and that is it. Indoor group cycles. StarTrack, Schwinn, Kaiser, Le Mans, the big four. This bike in front of me is a goofy bike. It's called the Trickster. It's just not in all honesty, it's just a horrible bike. And I got these almost by accident, and I've been sitting on them for almost 2 years. People try them, they can't get off the bikes fast enough. There are companies, also at the giant fitness equipment warehouses, one other thing that you'll see a lot is you'll see oddball bikes. In the fitness industry, to create a line of indoor group cycles and be successful, you have to have a lot of money. You have to design a bike. The bike has to be different. You have to have a ton of money for marketing. Typically, you have to give the bike away for the first year to 2 years just to get it into the public eye. And that's free. That's like, people won't pay to have, you have to get those bikes in just so that you can advertise that a club is using the bikes, and then possibly customers will come and buy the bikes. So a ton of companies have come and gone in the last 5 to 10 years. There are just too many to mention. I can tell you that the big four companies, Schwinn, StarTrack, Kaiser, and Le Mans, those are the bikes that everybody wants. And I can tell you one other thing that is an absolute fact, and that's commercial indoor group cycles never wear out. They're rolled over by clubs because the bikes start looking crappy because they haven't been taken care of. They're not proactive, they're reactive with their maintenance, and typically they don't detail their bikes. So if you take a used bike from a club and you tear it completely apart and you rebuild it from the inside out, you have a brand new bike on the inside. So it's just that most giant fitness equipment warehouses don't do that. They'll use terms like cleaned and serviced. A bike that's been in a club, even a trade show, for a few days or a week or it's been in a club for 3 to 6 months, it comes to my company, we tear that bike completely apart and go through it, because I don't know who's built that bike. Typically, the across-the-board method for building new bikes is build them like furniture from IKEA. Pull them out of the box, bolt them together, no tuning, no adjusting, no tensioning, no aligning, no lubrication. Just build them and put them in the club as fast as you can, which is why a lot of the bikes from the very gate, they start disintegrating from the inside out, because they're not built carefully and professionally and with an in-depth approach. And then after you use them for 3 or 4 years and they've been worked on by people inside the clubs who change light bulbs and light switches and put paper towels in the paper towel dispensers, specialists. There's not a whole lot of specialists in indoor cycles in my experience in the fitness industry, which is why I'm in business, which is why I've written 6 books in the last 10 years with over 50,000 books in circulation. If you call the big companies, they typically will have my books next to their phones for their tech support hotlines. So I always tell people in my retail store, all that and $4 gets me a cup of coffee. But if you want a bike, a lifetime piece of equipment, and it's brand new, it should be built professionally. If it's used, it should be completely rebuilt from the inside out. And we offer lifetime warranties not only on our new Star Trek and Schwinn bikes, but we offer lifetime warranties on our certified pre-owned bikes as well. Check out our video bike buyer aid library for commercial customers and residential customers at studiocycles.com. Studio Cycles, it's plural and all one word, studiocycles.com.